Imagine a place where the veil between heaven and earth seemed thin, a place where the divine felt almost tangible. This place has a name, Bethel, meaning house of God in ancient Hebrew. It is a name that evokes a sense of sacredness and spiritual significance. Bethel speaks of a direct encounter with the divine, suggesting a location where the ordinary world touched something extraordinary. It is a place where history and spirituality intertwine. Before it was Bethel, this place was known as Luz, an ancient Canaanite town. Luz was a place of everyday life, but it transformed into something much more profound. The transformation from Luz to Bethel was the result of a pivotal experience, a moment when a man felt the overwhelming presence of the divine. This moment changed the course of history for this location. The geographical stage for Bethel's story is the central hill country of Canaan, north of Jerusalem, near the modern Palestinian city of Al-Bereh and Ramallah. This region is rich in history, and has been a witness to countless events over millennia. This region was a crossroads of ancient pathways, making Bethel part of the vibrant tapestry of the ancient Near East. It was a place where cultures met, traded, and shared their stories. The traditional site of biblical Bethel is widely identified with the modern Palestinian village of Beitin. This identification is not just a matter of tradition but is supported by historical and archaeological evidence. Ancient writers like the historian Eusebius in the 4th century AD described its location relative to Jerusalem. His detailed descriptions provide valuable insights into the geography of the time. Eusebius's measurements align remarkably well with Beitin, reinforcing the connection between the ancient and modern sites. This alignment is a testament to the enduring legacy of Bethel. Furthermore, the very name Beitin is an echo, a linguistic descendant, of the ancient Bethel. This continuity of name and location provides a strong link between the biblical stories and the physical land. The story of Bethel is not just a tale of the past, it is a living narrative that continues to resonate through the ages. The land, the name, and the history all come together to create a powerful connection to our shared heritage. This continuity of name and location provides a strong link between the biblical stories and the physical land. Bethel, or Beitin, stands as a testament to the enduring power of place and memory, a bridge between the ancient and the modern world. Our journey into Bethel's past begins with Abraham, a foundational patriarch, whose story is deeply interwoven with this ancient land. When Abraham first entered Canaan, he built an altar east of Bethel, marking it as significant. This act of devotion was not just a personal spiritual milestone, but also a declaration of faith and commitment to God in a new and unfamiliar land. Years later, Abraham's grandson Jacob, fleeing from his brother Esau, lay down to sleep at Luz. This place, though initially unremarkable, would soon become a pivotal location in Jacob's life and in the history of his descendants. In a dream, he saw a ladder stretching from earth to heaven, with angels ascending and descending. This vision was not just a dream but a divine revelation, a bridge between the earthly and the heavenly realms. God stood above it, reaffirming the covenant promises made to Abraham and Isaac. This moment was a profound reaffirmation of the divine promises that had been passed down through generations. Awakening, Jacob declared, "Surely the Lord is in this place," and named it Bethel, House of God. This declaration was a testament to the profound spiritual experience Jacob had encountered. Jacob made a vow, promising that if God would be with him, then the Lord would be his God. This vow was a significant moment of commitment and faith, binding Jacob to the divine promises. Decades later, God instructed Jacob to return to Bethel and build an altar. This command was a call to return to the place of his earlier encounter with God to renew his commitment and faith. Jacob commanded his household to purify themselves and put away all foreign gods. This act of purification was essential for them to be in the right spiritual state to encounter God. At Bethel, Jacob built an altar and called the place El Bethel, meaning God of the house of God. This name reflected the deep spiritual significance of the place and Jacob's renewed commitment to God. God appeared to Jacob again, confirmed his new name, Israel, and reiterated the covenant promises. This reaffirmation was a powerful reminder of the enduring nature of God's promises and the special role Jacob, now Israel, would play in the unfolding story of his people. After the Israelites, led by Joshua, conquered much of Canaan, Bethel fell within the territory of the tribe of Benjamin. During the era of the Judges, Bethel rose in prominence as a vital spiritual center. The Ark of the Covenant, symbolizing God's presence, was kept at Bethel for a significant period. The presence of the Ark meant Bethel was a primary place to seek God's will and favor. The prophetess and judge Deborah held court near Bethel, further highlighting its importance. Later, the prophet Samuel included Bethel in his yearly circuit, judging Israel in all these places. This demonstrates Bethel's enduring role as a key site for worship, justice, and national assembly in early Israel. Following Solomon's death, the kingdom of Israel fractured. Jeroboam became the first king of the northern kingdom of Israel. To prevent his people from returning to Jerusalem to worship, Jeroboam established alternative centers of worship. He chose Bethel and Dan, making 2 golden calves and telling the people, "Here are your gods, O Israel." This act was a direct violation of God's commandments. Jeroboam also appointed priests from outside the tribe of Levi and established a new religious festival. Bethel, once the house of God, became a center of syncretic and illegitimate worship. This decision had long-lasting and devastating consequences for the spiritual life of the northern kingdom. The establishment of the golden calf cult at Bethel did not go unchallenged. A prophet from Judah delivered a startling message against the altar at Bethel. He prophesied that a future king, Josiah, would desecrate the altar. Centuries later, the prophet Amos condemned the religious practices at Bethel. Amos declared, "Seek me and live, but do not seek Bethel. Bethel shall come to nothing." Hosea, another prophet, mockingly referred to Bethel as Beth-aven, meaning house of wickedness. He warned that the high places of Aven would be destroyed. The religious establishment at Bethel resisted these prophetic critiques. Amaziah, the priest of Jeroboam's cult, confronted Amos and ordered him to leave Bethel. The prophecies against Bethel's illegitimate altar eventually found their fulfillment. King Josiah of Judah destroyed the altar and high place that Jeroboam had built. Despite Josiah's actions, Bethel did not vanish. Some form of settlement or religious activity persisted. After the Babylonian exile, Bethel is mentioned again. The books of Ezra and Nehemiah list the men of Bethel among those who returned from captivity. Moving into the New Testament, Bethel itself is not directly named as a site of Jesus' ministry. However, in the Gospel of John, Jesus alludes to Jacob's dream at Bethel, presenting himself as the true ladder between heaven and earth. The modern Palestinian village of Beitin has long been identified as the site of ancient Bethel. Archaeologists have explored this connection, revealing Bethel's long and complex history. Discoveries from the Bronze Age show a significant settlement. By the Middle Bronze Age, Luz was a fortified town with impressive city walls and gates. The Iron Age layers correspond to the Israelite period, including the time of the Judges and the divided monarchy. Excavators found typical Israelite 4-room houses and a large fortification system. Occupation at Beitin continued into later periods, including the Hellenistic, Roman, and Byzantine periods. During the Byzantine period, Bethel was a predominantly Christian town with a 5th-century church or monastery. Today, the legacy of ancient Bethel lives on in the Palestinian village of Beitin, a place where history and modern life intertwine in fascinating ways. The name Beitin itself carries the phonetic echo of Bethel across millennia, a testament to the enduring legacy of this ancient site. Nearby, the Israeli settlement of Beit El reflects its significance in Jewish tradition, where the past and present coexist in a delicate balance. The archaeological site of Bethel Beitin is located in the West Bank, adding layers of complexity to accessing and preserving the site. This area is a focal point of historical and political tensions. Despite these challenges, Bethel holds profound significance for multiple faith traditions, drawing pilgrims and scholars alike. For Jews, it is the place of Jacob's dream and God's covenantal promises, a site of deep spiritual heritage and historical importance. For Christians, it is a key Old Testament site, rich with typology pointing to Christ, making it a significant location for biblical history and theology. For Muslims, Jacob is a revered prophet, part of shared Abrahamic heritage, linking the site to a broader religious and cultural context. Efforts by local organizations aim to protect and raise awareness about Beitin's rich history, fostering a sense of shared heritage and community involvement. Bethel, meaning house of God, encapsulates a universe of meaning. It represents moments of profound divine encounter and serves as a reminder of human failure. Jacob's experiences at Bethel highlight God's grace and faithfulness. The prophet's messages concerning Bethel resonate across the ages, calling for genuine faith. The legacy of Bethel is a call to spiritual renewal, It reminds us that God desires to dwell with humanity. Jesus Christ is presented as the ultimate Bethel, the perfect meeting place between God and humanity. Believers are called to be a living Bethel, a temple of the Holy Spirit. The enduring message from Bethel is one of God's persistent faithfulness and his invitation to renew our covenant relationship with him.